if people are told the truth about where they're going, and they refuse to go because they will be killed, the only way to get them onto the trains is to lie to them about their destination. And of course, if they'd learnt the truth, that they were going back to Yugoslavia where they didn't expect to survive, none of them would have consented to mount the railway trucks. I remember asking for advice from the division, are we to send the civilians as well? And the answer came back, yes. There were women and children and old men and sometimes babies who were in these convoys which we organized.
But did you hear the machine guns?
Yes.
On the Yugoslav side of the border?
Oh, for Christ's sake. You think I like to talk about fucking kids being shot down?
And then for the next 5 days, we organized train loads of Croats to go to Yugoslavia. But as they trusted us, that we were telling them the truth, there wasn't much trouble about loading them on.
This is Deanna Spingola. Today I'm going to share some details about World War II that many of you might not have heard before. I base this information on the hundreds of hours of research that I have done. Eisenhower's death camps. In a letter to his wife, Eisenhower said, and this is a quote, "God, I hate the Germans. Why? Because the German is a beast," unquote. He suggested a new class of prisoner, disarmed enemy forces. Prisoners the Army would not feed. Get that? They would not feed after Germany's surrender. Food, water, and shelter, basic human necessities, were unavailable in the camps. Per Eisenhower's orders, on April 22, 1945, the U.S. had in Europe 50 days worth of 4,000-calorie rations to feed 5 million people for an additional 50 days. They had the food. They just chose not to give it. On April 26, 1945, the combined chiefs of staff in Washington cabled Eisenhower their approval of the disarmed enemy forces status for all German citizens. Everybody was considered an enemy. By April 30th, 1945, there was an additional 2,062,865 of these civilian prisoners. Author Giles McDonough wrote that at least 1.5 million Germans died in those camps due to their ill treatment and starvation. In contrast, in 1945, the American Red Cross said that 99% of the U.S. POWs held in German camps had survived and were soon returning home.
I was a U.S. Army guard at a German prison camp at Andernach, and I was silent for 45 years because I was warned it'd be futile to say anything and that I would be in serious trouble if I did.